Breaking news for you. Big news from the Afar region, Tigray, Afar border rather. It is about Tigray military and TPF fighters, Tigray Peace Force fighters. Welcome to my views and news. Thanks for watching. Just a quick announcement. After around an hour, I'll be back with this week's first live chat. I requested people for feedback a few days ago about continuation of live chats, and majority of those who commented about live chats, they said live chats should continue. I'll be back hopefully after an hour, and tonight we'll talk about the likelihood of Eritrean attack on Ethiopia. Is Eritrea planning to invade Ethiopia? Can it happen? Keeping in view the size of Eritrea and much larger size of Ethiopia. Back to this video and breaking news from Tigray. Tigray military has entered the Afar region of Ethiopia. It is being reported by several sources, I think. But from where in Tigray did Tigray military cross into Afar region? What is happening now in Afar region? How deep will Tigray military go into Afar? Obviously, we know that Tigray military entered Afar region to put an end to the activities of TPF fighters. By the way, there's a video a few hours ago. I told you about withdrawal of TPF fighters back into Afar from Tigray. When they entered Tigray, I told you about that. I did a video. I said they had entered Vajirat. In Vajirat, a stalemate, a deadlock persisted between TPF and Tigray military for over 24 hours. Vajirat elders intervened. Tigray military refused to allow TPF fighters to have presence in Vajirat. There was a brief exchange of gunfire too. TPF fighters had to retreat. They retreated into Afar from Tigray. Meanwhile, Tigray military beefed up its deployment along Tigray Afar border. They were seen heading towards Zabala, and they established checkposts in Milazat on Makele to Abala road. They advanced towards Vajirat from Mehoni, from Edi Kudam, etc. TPF fighters could not retain their presence in Tigray. Though they tried to bluff, and they said they were going to enter central Tigray, and from there they'll move towards Fil, Voha, Salamti. But they were bluffing. They were not in a position to enter central Tigray. They were fighting to remain in southern Tigray, southeastern Tigray, rather, Vajirat. So they had to retreat. Last night I did a video. I told you about withdrawal of TPF fighters from Vajirat into Afar. From where they came, because they have been organized themselves in the Afar region in 2 or 3 locations, led by Gibza Bijine within Tiro, General. And we talked about the possibility of Tigray military chasing TPF fighters. I said Tigray military might not enter Afar, because if they enter Afar, if Tigray forces enter Afar, TPF fighters could move back, forcing Tigray military to come deep into Afar. That could not be good from strategic point of view. But it seems Tigray military has decided to enter Afar region. It has entered Afar region. It wants to crush TPF fighters. no engagement, no talks, no negotiations. And one of the reasons behind no negotiations is that TPF's demands are very tall. They want Varade to form inclusive cabinet. They want less role for TPLF in politics. They want free, fair, transparent election. They want all governments to continue, and they want military to stop supporting TPLF. And they want all governments to be treated equally, regional governments by Varade-led Tigray government. Since top TPLF leadership and top military leadership, they are on the same page, they're hand in glove. That is why it was very expected that military and TPLF won't talk to TPF and they'll try to crush TPF. This is what is happening. General Johannes-led Army 43 soldiers have entered the Afar region. I think they passed through Wajirat. TPF fighters withdrew from Wajirat. Tigray military crossed through Wajirat and entered Afar region in Tonsa. Tonsa, right on Afar-Tigray border. TPF fighters are based there. And after Tigray military, Army 43 entered Afar region, it reportedly fired at TPF fighters. Are TPF fighters firing back? Are they showing restraint? Because last time they claimed they showed restraint in Wajirat. So there was a brief skirmish, reportedly, both exchanged gunfire. This time Tigray military opening fire, trying to kill TPF fighters. Afars could be killed in collateral damage. Tigray military will have to be very careful, because I have learned that 2 casualties have happened so far. Casualties of locals or TPF fighters. I heard that one local Afar was killed, though I'm working on it more to get names, but one of my old sources there said that one casualty is being confirmed. Not on TPF side, but on Afar side. Afars are not involved in this conflict. Though Afar land is being used, Prosperity Party government is involved, but local Afars are not supporting Tigray military or TPF. But Tigray military does not want any force to be organized on Afar soil against Tigray military. Now, when Afar border has been breached by Tigray military, what will Afar government do? Would Afar government launch an attack on Tigray? Afar government militias, Afar locals, they remain armed. They're mostly armed, Afars. Could they launch a counter-attack? Because they could call Tigray military's entry into Afar a violation of the border. So, and we know that in Tigray, to TPLF and Tigray military are training and arming an Afar group, which is opposed to Abul Arba, Afar regional president. So it's a little complex situation. I think Tigray military decided to enter Afar and put an end to TPF fighters once and for all. Will TPF fighters fire back? Will they move back to push Tigray military, come deep into Afar? All that remains to be seen. Not good. What we're saying is not good. Basically, Tigray military, TPLF, believe that this group is not worth talking to. This group has backing of federal government and federal military. This group is a group of traitors. That is why this group should be crushed. TPF fighters, definitely backed by federal government and Tigray military. They, I think they need to be clear what they want and how they want. So far, they're not sure of what they should do. I mean, they are reluctant to open fire at Tigray military. Tigray military is not reluctant to chase them into Afar. Let's see what happens. Thank you for watching.